Right now, consumer experts are predicting Thanksgiving will cost you more than it did in 2020. A breakdown of those numbers coming up.
I'm already getting hungry even though it's 4 days away, but outside right now starting to see some breaks in the cloud cover. What does that mean for our afternoon today? I'll have an update coming up.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on News 3 Now this Sunday. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and take a look outside this morning. Austin, how's it looking?
You know, I'd say it's looking pretty good to go right now, and it's only going to get better here later on towards the afternoon, at least with the sunshine. We are going to see some different changes as well. The calm winds that we're currently seeing, not going to stick around all day. We are really going to see some winds picking up here towards the afternoon, and it's going to get quite breezy, even 15 to 25 miles per hour for those sustained winds are expected. Now, our 24-hour temperature change, the last 2 mornings I've been showing this, and we've seen massive drops and massive increases in temperatures, but this morning it's pretty much exactly like what it was yesterday morning at this time. It's actually just a little bit less breezy out there currently, but our current temperatures 32 in Lone Rock, 35 right here in Madison. We're up to about 37 degrees in Janesville, Monroe right now at 38. A little bit cooler up north, however. Right now it's 28 degrees in Camp Douglas and 31 in Wisconsin Dells, but these wind speeds will greatly pick up, and we're going to see them moving from the west and even the northwest. That's actually going to be one of our driving factors that drops our temperatures later on in the day, especially by the time we actually do reach the nighttime hours and tomorrow. This afternoon, we're still going to peak at around 47 degrees. Mostly sunny skies will take over for the afternoon, but this morning, we're still going to see quite a bit of some cloud cover.
All right, thanks, Austin. The busiest airport in the U.S. ground to a halt yesterday during one of the busiest travel weekends of the year. Police say a gun was accidentally discharged in the security screening area at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta. A warrant is out for the arrest of a 42-year-old man who was allegedly carrying the weapon. Police say 3 people were hurt when people in terminals ran for cover. Passengers also taken off one plane and told to wait on the tarmac.
People just came flying through and just were like, run, run, run. And then people were just running, and we all just ran outside this door right here and made our way across to the side of the airport. And just, it was organized chaos.
The first day of Thanksgiving air travel was already a record breaker. The Transportation Security Administration says more than 2 million people passed through U.S. airport security checkpoints on Friday. Now, that's the highest checkpoint volume for a single day since the pandemic began. AAA predicts Thanksgiving travel overall will rebound to near pre-pandemic levels, with more than 53 million Americans expected to be on the move for the holiday. That's a 13% increase from last year. The TSA anticipates the Sunday after Thanksgiving will likely see the highest numbers of air travelers, with people returning home, but they will probably not reach the all-time record set on the same day in 2019 when 2.9 million people were screened at airports. Millions of Americans are paying more to travel to their Thanksgiving destination this year, thanks in part to higher gas prices. But that's not the only thing that will be more expensive during the upcoming holiday weekend. John Lawrence explains.
Get ready to fork out a little more money for your Thanksgiving feast. The American Farm Bureau Federation says it'll be 14% more based on their informal survey.
It's really hard to point to any one thing, but certainly the underlying factor for most of those elements is the global pandemic.
The biggest reason for the 2021 increase? The turkey itself. The AFB, which bases its annual findings on nationwide pricing data, says bird costs are up about 24% higher this year. One important caveat, the survey was carried out before grocery stores started advertising promotional prices, which came out later this year.
We've seen price fluctuations anywhere from 88 cents per pound all the way up to $1.50 per pound. So certainly there's a lot of variation that we're seeing in the retail space, and I think that's driving a lot of those concerns about shortages when people are out shopping.
One way to save a little money this Thanksgiving is to be a picky shopper.
Make sure that as you're spending your dollars that you're looking at not just maybe going to the same grocery store for all items of the Thanksgiving dinner, but shop around a little bit because there's certainly deals to be had, but you might not find the same deal on every product in the same store.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And shopping around is key because a similar survey from the Department of Agriculture also estimates Americans will spend more this Thanksgiving, but only 5% more. And it's hard to believe, but Thanksgiving is just 4 days away. One local organization is spending this weekend making sure everyone has enough to gobble. Anna Hansen spoke with volunteers who are on a mission to squash food insecurity.
giving thanks by giving back.
We live in a pretty difficult world at this moment.
Today, volunteers crowded the Goodman Community Center, handing out turkeys, pies, and other Thanksgiving essentials to those in need. This is the center's 33rd annual Thanksgiving basket event, and organizers and volunteers alike are having a butter ball.
Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday because it's all about the food.
This year, registration reached record numbers with 4,400 families signing up to receive Thanksgiving baskets. Food pantry manager Francesca Frisk says she's seen demand significantly increase in the past 2 years as the pandemic fuels food insecurity.
A lot of families are stretched really thin with financially and just kind of stress in these times. Being able to gather around the table with your family and have a home-cooked meal and just kind of the smells and comfort of that is a really important thing for a lot of people.
Patty and Eric Riegel can attest to that. The husband and wife volunteers both spend their weekdays in healthcare jobs fighting COVID. This weekend, they'll be fighting hunger.
We're all doing this to help everyone out so everyone can have an amazing Thanksgiving with friends and family.
There are people out there that are always willing to help and lend a helping hand.
Pandemic aside, though, organizers say it's always a good time to help your community.
It's common sense. We all need to have access to food, and not just any food, healthy and nutritious food.
In Madison, Anna Hansen, News 3 Now.
News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of the basket giveaway. Volunteers will be distributing baskets until Monday, with leftovers available on Tuesday at the Goodman Center. And they still need some help to fill up all of their baskets. The Goodman Center is looking for 350 more frozen turkeys, 100 cans of fruit, and 1,100 packages of stuffing. If you'd like to help out, you can drop off the donations at the center between 9 and 5 on Monday. And as we prepare for another COVID holiday, is there anything vaccinated families should really be concerned about? Christina Laurie found out how healthcare professionals in Madison are planning to celebrate.
What are you doing this Thanksgiving?
So our gathering will be probably about 10 people or so.
The goal is to stay safe, stay healthy.
For some families, it's the first time in 2 years they'll be around the same table, enjoying turkey, stuffing, and grandma's mashed potatoes.
It seems like it's almost like the third go-around, second go-around. It'd be nice if this was just all over.
This year, we wanted to say thanks to the doctors, nurses, scientists, researchers, and healthcare workers who worked tirelessly to make this possible. People like Dr. Jeff Pothoff, who has greater peace of mind heading into the holidays now that his kids are partially vaccinated.
My family, they haven't done really anything through the pandemic that would be considered high risk, or doing things right now that would be high risk where I would worry that they would contract the virus and bring it to Thanksgiving.
And Mo Carbot, who received his booster last week, 2 weeks before Turkey Day, and just enough time for immunity to kick in.
Thankfully, because of the vaccine, the likelihood of a vaccinated person becoming severely ill or going to the hospital is low.
This Thanksgiving, these healthcare heroes will be celebrating with their families, and hope you will too.
Vaccinated right now with your booster dose, gathering in a group of 10, 15 people indoors, having a meal doesn't concern me that much. But heading into Thanksgiving, the most important piece of advice that we can give right now is if you're not vaccinated, get vaccinated. But for those who are vaccinated, if you're eligible for a booster, get that sooner rather than later.
Now, as we say in my family, let's eat. In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
And just a reminder, in just a week, the last county-wide mask mandate in Wisconsin is set to expire. Public Health Madison and Dane County extended its order earlier this month, but said it would end November 27th with no plans of instituting a new one. On Thursday, the 7-day average of new cases in Wisconsin was just about 3,000 per day, the highest it's been since last December. Meanwhile, at the UW campus, the university announced it will extend its indoor mask mandate until January 15th. In a statement, Chancellor Becca Blank saying the mask policy will be reviewed in mid-January with consideration from public health. Still ahead, after 17 years, a portion of the Smithsonian has finally reopened. And here's a live look outside. Austin's tracking your Sunday morning forecast next.
Hey guys.
Hey Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, US Cellular is doing a little something extra to keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
A celebration of life, love, laughter, and Fiddler on the Roof.
At Overture Center, November 16th through 21st. Tickets at overture.org.
The Bruce Company is ready for Christmas, and we've got some rules to help you celebrate the season. Be merry. Wisconsin-grown trees and greens, lights and ornaments will make your holiday dreams come true. No peeking. Candles, potpourri, German collectibles, and holiday plants make great gifts for everyone on your list. Honor tradition. Meet Santa's reindeer on Sunday, December 12th from noon until 2. Whatever your rules, celebrate the holidays with the Bruce Company, your holiday experts.
For skin that never holds you back, don't settle for silver. Number 1 for diabetic dry skin. Number 1 for psoriasis symptom relief. And number 1 for eczema symptom relief. Gold Bond, championing your skin.
Healthier is on-demand COVID testing to help you return safely, even if it's still a little awkward.
How's it been? I'm so good. It's crazy.
This is what healthier looks like.
And welcome back. Outside right now, we still are seeing a lot of cloud cover, but we are looking at some sunshine to take over, especially towards the afternoon and evening before the sun ends up setting. But for early this morning, we're still looking at a lot of cloud cover, and really the main changes that we're going to see over these next 7 to 10 days, it's not really going to be so much in terms of actual rain and snow chances. It's just going to be temperature differences. This afternoon, we are still going to remain in the 40s, a very similar day to what we saw yesterday, but there will be a few differences, and I'll detail that in a moment. But high temperatures tomorrow dipping all the way down into the lower 30s. But then by the time we reach Tuesday and Wednesday, we're back in the 40s and possibly even 50s for Wednesday right now. So again, we're just going to be up and down with these temperatures, and that's the main thing that we're looking at to change over these next 7 to 10 days. But our Doppler track right now, it is showing a little bit of some precipitation, but most of this is just not reaching the ground. A very similar setup to what we actually saw yesterday morning. And we're looking to stay dry for today, especially with the cloud cover actually exiting by the time we reach this afternoon. Middle 40s, even some upper 40s for some of us, but then with those winds changing, cold front moves through, we will start to dramatically cool things down. Temperatures overnight fall back down into the teens, and by the time we reach tomorrow afternoon, we're only going to stick in those lower 30s. So those are going to be the high temperatures for tomorrow. Jumping back on into Tuesday, we're going to warm things right back up into the 40s, and again on Wednesday, we could even see some 50s returning to the forecast. Now, our 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook is staying much drier than average, so we really are not looking at many chances for pretty much any precipitation. One thing that we're watching out for, possibility of a rain shower on Wednesday. Again, with that high of 52 degrees, we're really not looking at much other than just that rain shower on Wednesday. But our high temperature trend does stay pretty decent over the next 4 days or so, with that exception of Monday. Cold front moving through later on this afternoon tanks those temperatures. We see a nice recovery for both Tuesday and Wednesday, and then afterwards, we are going to sit in those 30s. We remain in the 30s for quite some time, but at the very end of the forecast, we do see a little bit of a bump again back into those lower 40s. And by that time, that's pretty much exactly where we should be here for this time of the year. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and we are right there on average. Some colder air here out to our east and quite a bit of a warm pool out west. So hopefully if we can dial up Mother Nature quite nicely here over the next few days. That warmth can hopefully shift in our direction and maybe bring us some pretty decent conditions heading into the early part of December. Current temperatures right now, 35 degrees here in Madison, 37 in Mineral Point, but our wind speeds are not very strong right now. By the time we reach this afternoon, we're going to get rid of the cloud cover, but the winds will greatly increase. They're going to jump to around 15, even 25 miles per hour at times. So right now our wind chills non-existent. At our warmest point of the day, we're likely not going to see those wind chills again, but it does look like this afternoon that high of 47 degrees, mostly sunny, but windy here by the time we do reach the afternoon. And then the extended forecast still looking pretty nice overall. Thursday looking great currently as we do look to stay dry, but it'll be quite chilly there on Thursday. High of about 33 degrees. So we really are going to cool things down for the very end of this forecast.
I'm looking for it. That Thanksgiving forecast looks pretty good. A little breezy, but hopefully we'll all be inside eating a lot of food.
That's exactly right. Not a lot of outdoor activities on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
hopefully.
just you and your mashed potatoes, like you were saying. Just shove it all in the roll. That's the way to go.
Yeah, next time you guys see me, I'm definitely going to have to keep this unbuttoned probably. That's my guess.
All right, thanks, Austin. Well, after being closed for 17 years due to structural issues, the Smithsonian's Arts and Industries building finally reopened this weekend. America's first official national museum had been a mostly shuttered 258,000 square foot void while repairs were made. It's reopening with an appropriately named exhibition called Futures, which is meant to envision the world of tomorrow. Visitors who saw a preview say the interior is stunning, with the natural light supplied by 900 windows and a 108-foot-high rotunda. The Futures exhibition runs through July 6th, and admission is free. Still ahead, a change in mask mandates for Madison is coming.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
Make this holiday season special when you use the Pick and Save app to get personalized coupons, rewards like fuel points, and weekly deals. So you can get exactly what you want at prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You know what's frustrating? Searching for and enrolling into a Medicare health plan online. Scrolling and scrolling, page after page. Eventually, you feel overwhelmed and in too deep. Come up for air and visit with your local Informed Choice Insurance agent. We'll gladly show you your best Medicare plan options based on your medical needs and budget. This Medicare annual enrollment period, let Informed Choice Insurance Agency get you properly covered for 2022. Call us today.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're CreditAssociates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. CreditAssociates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call CreditAssociates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-7929.
Every accident is different. Different driving conditions, different injuries, different life circumstances. The insurance companies often use these circumstances to avoid paying you what you deserve. At Gruber Law Offices, we know how insurance companies can take advantage after an accident. Trust our experience and history of successfully helping our clients. And remember, there is never a fee until we win. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
With Pick and Save delivery, it's easy to get your special holiday foods brought right to your door. And that's music to your ears. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey there and welcome back. Outside right now, we are still looking at a lot of clouds, but the sunshine is not too far away. Most of today, we're still going to see quite a bit of some sun, especially towards the afternoon as mostly sunny skies will eventually take over. But our current temperatures, 35 right now. Wind speeds are calm, but that will be changing. Our temperatures will rise very similar to yesterday, up into the middle to upper 40s, but the winds are also greatly going to increase. Later on today, we're going to see those winds between around 15 and 25 miles per hour. But our 24-hour temperature change does show that, hey, if you were out yesterday morning at this time, you could expect very similar conditions right now compared to where we were yesterday. But taking a look at some of our current temperatures, that means a lot of us are in the middle, even upper 30s here for some. Camp Douglas right now, upper 20s along with Black River Falls. Wautoma sitting right on that 30-degree mark right now. Then you take a peek at our wind speeds, and again, very calm right now, but we are going to see that cold front moving through here later on today. Not going to do much in terms of bringing precipitation chances, but what it is going to do is really increase those wind speeds. Temperatures will still rise to the upper 40s, but with those winds picking up later on in the evening, we're going to see the temperatures falling pretty quickly. We can expect teens for low temps here later on tonight, but hey, mostly sunny skies for this afternoon. Even though it'll be breezy, it's still going to be a pretty nice day overall if you can handle the wind speeds out there.
All right, thanks, Austin. Don't forget, in just a week, the last county-wide mask mandate in Wisconsin is set to expire. Public Health Madison in Dane County extended its order earlier this month, but said it would end November 27th with no plans of instituting a new one. On Thursday, the 7-day average of new cases in Wisconsin was just about 3,000 per day. That's the highest it's been since last December. Meanwhile, at the UW campus, the university announced it will extend its indoor mask mandate until January 15th. In a statement, Chancellor Rebecca Blank saying the mask policy will be reviewed in mid-January with consideration from public health. There's a half hour of news still ahead here on News 3 This Morning Sunday. Next, we're running through the morning's top stories.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers can get 2.49% financing and $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups.
Everyone remembers the moment they heard, "You have cancer," how their world stopped, and when they found a way to face it. For some, this is where their Keytruda story begins. Keytruda, a breakthrough immunotherapy that may treat certain cancers. One of those cancers is advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer, where Keytruda is approved to be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment if you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene.
Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
Today, Keytruda is FDA approved to treat 16 types of advanced cancer and is being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See the different types of cancer Keytruda is approved to treat at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda can be part of your story.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
For many families, a holiday meal is simply beyond their budget. To have a Thanksgiving meal to share with their loved ones, they need your help.
You can join UW Athletics and Goodman Community Center in providing Thanksgiving meals for 4,000 families in Dane County.
Please consider a food or monetary gift so no one goes without a holiday dinner.
We're grateful for any gift you can provide.
Donate at goodmancenter.org. Thank you.
Right now, protests are continuing in the aftermath of the not guilty verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Good morning and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and send it over to Austin for a quick check of our forecast.
Yeah, the forecast this morning is looking pretty good. Right now, our temperatures are actually in those 30s. And a live look outside right now, we still do have a lot of cloud cover, but some peaks of sunshine. We're going to see those peaks of sunshine expanding and expanding, and eventually mostly sunny skies will take over here by the time we reach the afternoon. Current temperatures, middle 30s, even some lower 30s and upper 20s, especially up to our north and northwest. Black River Falls right now at about 27 degrees. Now, the Doppler track did show a little bit of some action here in the overnight hours, most of which did not actually reach the ground. And if you did see any reaching the ground, it just fell in the form of a flurry or even just a few rain sprinkles. So really nothing to actually watch out for in terms of precipitation today, but we're going to see more and more sunshine as the day progresses. What we're also going to see is more and more wind speeds. Right now, our winds are calm, but by the afternoon, they're going to jump all the way up into about 15 to 25 miles per hour. So get ready for a pretty breezy day overall for today. And then taking a peek at our current traffic. Right now, everything looking pretty good to go, especially here in the Madison area. Beltline, A-OK right now. Lots of green. And hey, green means go.
All right, thanks, Austin. Protests have continued after Kyle Rittenhouse is found not guilty on all 5 charges against him, including first-degree intentional homicide. One of those protests took place in Minneapolis last night. David Schumann reports.
All power to the people! Trayon Cruz with Black Lives Matter Minnesota suspected Kyle Rittenhouse might be acquitted.
The jury find the defendant not guilty.
Once the misdemeanor gun possession charge was thrown out. Much of the trial, Trayon felt the judge favored Rittenhouse.
Just knowing that black kids here in Minnesota never get treated like that.
Protesters Saturday at a Minneapolis rally
No justice!
cried for justice for Rittenhouse's victims.
I wouldn't give a damn what color they were. They deserve to be here.
And simultaneously called for the abolition of white supremacy, which they feel was on display with the Rittenhouse verdict.
And it's about race, and it's about you getting uncomfortable, and it's about us making this better.
The protesters here also see the Rittenhouse verdict as emblematic of a larger problem. One of the speakers talked about how she felt the legal system is rigged against people of color. The difference in incarceration rates between black people and white people in the U.S. was pointed out during the protest.
We just want equal protection under the law in the courts.
More than one speaker also encouraged black people in the crowd to get permits to carry a firearm.
We can't just hope our words and our chants protect us.
I've received a lot of death threats since 2015 or 16 from people all across the country. So don't want to conceal and carry, but we're getting to a point where it's very important that black people have to protect ourselves.
Back in our state in downtown Milwaukee, about 100 protesters marched through the streets on Saturday. The group ended at the steps of the federal courthouse. And Kenosha appears calm as life returns to normal after the trial. The indoor Kenosha Public Market was open in downtown this weekend, but organizers say foot traffic was below normal levels. County leaders say it's time to move forward.
I'm personally happy that we see the Kyle Rittenhouse case behind us. Whether people agree or disagree, we just need to move forward and together. That's the main thing.
Things were a bit different Friday night in Kenosha when at least one person was detained outside the courthouse. A woman allegedly wrote on the courthouse walls and steps, "Judge Schroeder must go." That woman said she was later released and issued a $700 ticket. Here in Madison, police tell us they're ready to respond if needed. Reverend Jesse Jackson joined those marching through downtown Chicago in protest of the verdict. Rittenhouse is from suburban Chicago. After Friday's ruling, Rittenhouse's defense attorney saying the 18-year-old was taken back home to get on with his life. And we expect to hear from Rittenhouse himself tomorrow. Fox News says he'll appear on Tucker Carlson tonight for his first interview following his acquittal. The network says that Rittenhouse will appear in a documentary next month on Fox Nation as well. The documentary reportedly includes behind-the-scenes access to Rittenhouse and his defense team. And as we continue to follow this case and any potential fallout, be sure to stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com. Looking around the state now, we're heading into day 2 of the gun deer hunting season with thousands of people around the state gearing up. Dahil Maladine spoke with a group of hunters at Yellowstone State Park who shared why they keep coming back.
With some people, it's right up there with Christmas. I mean, it's a big deal, a tradition that's been going on for a long time.
For twins Philip and Zachary Brown, hunting is a family affair.
We've been hunting since kids, since we were pretty young. Our stepdad got us into hunting, and then been going ever since.
So it's no surprise they're here for opening day of the gun deer season.
Make sure we're like 100% ready to go, like know which spots we're going to and all of that.
Something they look forward to every year.
It's a good opportunity to put more meat in the freezer and all of that.
Hang out with the family.
Yeah.
Dressing the part.
So your hunters that are out, 50% blaze orange above the waist. If you got a hat on, that's got to be at least 50% blaze orange as well. And that's just to keep people safe.
Keeping everyone safe is DNR Recreation Warden Nick Webster's most important task.
Might take a look at the firearms too.
He says when it comes to gun safety, one of the most important things for hunters to keep in mind is the acronym TABCA.
You got T for treat every firearm as if it's loaded. A is always point a muzzle in a safe direction. B is be certain of your target before and beyond. So you want to know what's before your target and what's after your target. And then K is keep your finger outside the trigger guard until you're ready to shoot.
Staying safe so they can focus on the hunt.
Killed probably 40 deer at the same. Oh yeah?
Testing their skill and luck.
Day 1, our stepdad got a nice buck this morning, so we're happy about that.
Nice 9-pointer.
9 points on the antlers. Pretty good sized buck, about like 4 or 5 years old or so.
In a season that's just getting started.
Well, we're gonna check his gun and try to get back out in the woods for the night hunt here.
Yeah.
So round 2.
Yeah, round 2.
At Yellowstone State Park, Dahil Maladine, News 3 Now.
DNR officials say so far this year, 700,000 people in the Badger State have hunting licenses. And it's hard to believe, but if gun deer season wasn't a big enough indicator, Thanksgiving is just 4 days away. And one local organization is spending this weekend making sure everyone has enough to gobble. Anna Hansen spoke with volunteers Saturday morning who are on a mission to squash food insecurity.
Giving thanks by giving back.
We live in a pretty difficult world at this moment.
Today, volunteers crowded the Goodman Community Center, handing out turkeys, pies, and other Thanksgiving essentials to those in need. This is the center's 33rd annual Thanksgiving basket event, and organizers and volunteers alike are having a butter ball.
Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday because it's all about the food.
This year, registration reached record numbers with 4,400 families signing up to receive Thanksgiving basket. Food pantry manager Francesca Frisk says she's seen demand significantly increase in the past 2 years as the pandemic fuels food insecurity.
A lot of families are stretched really thin with financially and just kind of stress in these times. Being able to gather around the table with your family and have a home-cooked meal and just kind of the smells and comfort of that is a really important thing for a lot of people.
Patty and Eric Riegel can attest to that. The husband and wife volunteers both spend their weekdays in healthcare jobs fighting COVID. This weekend, they'll be fighting hunger.
We're all doing this to help everyone out so everyone can have an amazing Thanksgiving with friends and family.
There are people out there that are always willing to help and lend a helping hand.
Pandemic aside, though, organizers say it's always a good time to help your community.
It's common sense. We all need to have access to food, and not just any food, healthy and nutritious food.
In Madison, Anna Hansen, News 3 Now.
Is a proud sponsor of the basket giveaway. Volunteers will be distributing baskets until Monday with leftovers available on Tuesday at the Goodman Center. And they still need some help to fill up all of their baskets. The Goodman Center is looking for 350 more frozen turkeys, 100 cans of fruit, and 1,100 packages of stuffing. If you'd like to help out, you can drop off donations at the center between 9 and 5 on Monday. And as we prepare for another COVID holiday, is there anything vaccinated families should really be concerned about? Christina Laurie found out how healthcare professionals in Madison are planning to celebrate.
What are you doing this Thanksgiving?
So our gathering will be probably about 10 people or so.
The goal is to stay safe, stay healthy.
For some families, it's the first time in 2 years they'll be around the same table, enjoying turkey, stuffing, and grandma's mashed potatoes.
It seems like it's almost like the third go-around, second go-around. It'd be nice if this was just all over.
This year, we wanted to say thanks to the doctors, nurses, scientists, researchers, and healthcare workers who worked tirelessly to make this possible. People like Dr. Jeff Pothoff, who has greater peace of mind heading into the holidays now that his kids are partially vaccinated.
My family, they haven't done really anything through the pandemic that would be considered high risk, or doing things right now that would be high risk where I would worry that they would contract the virus and bring it to Thanksgiving.
And Mo Carbot, who received his booster last week, 2 weeks before Turkey Day, and just enough time for immunity to kick in.
Thankfully, because of the vaccine, the likelihood of a vaccinated person becoming severely ill or going to the hospital is low.
This Thanksgiving, these healthcare heroes will be celebrating with their families, and hope you will too.
Vaccinated right now with your booster dose, gathering in a group of 10, 15 people indoors, having a meal doesn't concern me that much. But heading into Thanksgiving, the most important piece of advice that we can give right now is if you're not vaccinated, get vaccinated. But for those who are vaccinated, if you're eligible for a booster, get that sooner rather than later.
Now, as we say in my family, let's eat. In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
And just a reminder, in a week, the last countywide mask mandate in Wisconsin is set to expire. Public Health Madison and Dane County extended its order earlier this month, but said it would end November 27th with no plans of instituting a new one. On Thursday, the 7-day average of new cases in Wisconsin was just about 3,000 per day. That's the highest it's been since last December. Meanwhile, at the UW campus, the university announced it will extend its indoor mask mandate until January 15th. In a statement, Chancellor Rebecca Blank saying the mask policy will be reviewed in mid-January with consideration from public health. Still ahead, Madison residents are honoring transgender lives lost. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Austin's tracking your forecast just ahead.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless.
Because every day matters, and having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters.
And I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
What you got for me? What you got? Watch your eyes.
Healthier is doing what you have to do while doing what you want to do.
You're going to do just fine. You will.
This is what healthier looks like.
Get a McChicken sandwich or a cheeseburger, any two for $2.50, and pair it with a $1 any size Coke.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. Today, the Coopers are a cost-conscious couple. But back in the day, not so much. Now, saving is more their style, which is why they chose Consumer Cellular. They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. And award-winning customer service. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and get $100.
All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack feels like fall and is the pumpkiniest, pecan pie drizzliest, and most graham-worthy of them all. New pumpkin pecan pancakes, this month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Welcome back. We're seeing more and more blue skies as the morning progresses, and that trend will continue all the way through the afternoon. Eventually, mostly sunny skies will end up taking over, but currently, what a view of the Capitol to start things out here this morning. 35 degrees, calm winds, and the calm winds are actually going to change a little bit later on. We are going to see those winds jumping up between around 15 and 25 miles per hour, so get ready for a pretty windy afternoon, but the morning right now looking pretty good, especially with this start in the lower 30s, upper 20s in Camp Douglas and Black River Falls. Right now in Boscobel, it's about 35. Here in Madison, also about 35 degrees. Now, the Doppler track also does show quite a bit of activity here, but thankfully, we are not looking at precipitation chances for today. A lot of that didn't end up reaching the ground, so you're going to notice a lot of dry pavement out there. And if you did see a little bit of that reaching the ground, it was just in the form of a few flurries or maybe even some lighter sprinkles here and there. But with temperatures reaching 47 degrees and sunshine this afternoon, that sounds pretty great, but we do have to keep in mind it's going to be quite windy out there, especially in the afternoon and evening, between around 15 and 25 miles per hour. So get ready for that, and that's going to cool us down for tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Austin. Chances are you know someone who has diabetes, but what is it exactly and what are the signs of it? Chris and Leah have more in this week's health conversation with Dr. Shaw.
Diabetes, the topic for today. What exactly is diabetes? How does it affect people?
Yeah, so diabetes at its core, the way I like to think about it, if you remember one thing, is that it's about insulin resistance. Now, I'm talking about type 2 diabetes. So normally you eat something, your body breaks that down into sugar particles, which enter your bloodstream. Your body secretes insulin, which tells your cells to uptake the glucose to use for energy. In diabetes, because of the insulin resistance, this mechanism doesn't happen. You have a lot of free-floating sugar, which over time can lead to some of the cardiovascular, the kidney complications, the eye complications, and the nerve complications of diabetes.
What is it that puts someone at risk?
Yeah, so there's a lot of risk factors. The biggest one is being overweight, if we're talking specifically about type 2 diabetes. Having a family history, if it runs in your family, if mom, dad, Uncle Joe all have diabetes, you should get your blood sugar checked. There are certain ethnic groups, including Native Americans, Alaskan Americans, Latinas, African Americans, and even Asian Americans like myself who are at increased risk for it as well. So,
is there a cure or a great treatment out there right now?
So in terms of type 1 diabetes, they're of course working on a cure for that, and we're getting closer every day to that. For type 2 diabetes, while there's no cure, there's a lot of lifestyle things that folks can do, eating a healthy diet, working on weight loss, and there's a lot of new medications on the horizon. So it might be worth talking to your doctor again to see if you need improved blood sugar control, to talk to them about some of these newer medications that have recently come out that are, actually working fantastic for folks. Yeah.
All right. How can folks get a hold of you?
Yeah, so they can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shaw.
Dr. Shaw, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks.
People in our community are recognizing Transgender Day of Remembrance this year after a record number of violent deaths in the trans community. About 50 people gathered at the state capitol Saturday afternoon. Organizers saying they wanted to honor the 47 transgender people who lost their lives this year in anti-trans attacks.
We're just here to help give trans youth a voice and to empower those who aren't as privileged as us to speak out.
Those at the rally also expressed concerns over state legislation that would keep trans students from joining sports teams that correspond to their gender identity. And to recognize the annual Transgender Day of Remembrance, New York State's landmarks were lit up in the colors pink, white, and light blue Saturday night. The colored lights painting New York's most iconic structures are in memory of transgender people who lost their lives to hate crimes. The state's governor calling for an end to violence against transgender, non-conforming, and non-binary individuals for just being who they are. President Joe Biden joining the annual observance, pointing out it has been the deadliest year on record for transgender Americans. Chuck Sams III has been named the 19th director of the National Park Service. On Thursday, the U.S. Senate unanimously voted in favor of Sams leading the agency, which focuses on preserving the country's national parks, historic sites, and monuments. For the past few years, Sams has worked in natural resource and conservation management. He was also part of the Pacific Northwest Power and Conservation Council. His approval ends a nearly 5-year lapse in leadership at the agency. Still ahead, after 17 years, a portion of the Smithsonian has finally reopened. And you're looking live over the Capitol. Austin's back with a look at your workweek forecast next on News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. Today, the Coopers are a cost-conscious couple. But back in the day, not so much. Now, saving is more their style, which is why they chose Consumer Cellular. They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. And award-winning customer service. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and get $100.
Remember when no dream was too big? And you could fearlessly face the unknown. You still can. When you have a rock you can depend on for life, you'll be unstoppable. Like the millions of people who rely on Prudential for financial planning and investing. Who's your rock?
Quinol turmeric supports healthy joints and inflammation response. Unlike regular turmeric, Quinol's superior absorption helps you get the full benefits of turmeric. Quinol, the better turmeric.
That's not bacon, it's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
You know what I'm going to miss most about space?
What's that?
How easy it is to keep up my saving habit. There's nothing to buy up here.
We're making it easier to save on Earth, too. When you open a savings builder account at BMO Harris, you can get a cash reward for every month you save.
Anything to help launch my savings?
Sure. When you open a checking account, we'll give you $200 to kickstart your savings progress.
$200 and a monthly savings reward.
It's a way to save that won't weigh you down. It's a little space humor.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And welcome back. Now, we still do have some cloud cover, a few breaks in the clouds that we've seen here earlier, but we're going to see more and more sunshine as the morning progresses. Towards the afternoon, mostly sunny skies are still expected, and that's going to help to bring our temperatures up to those middle, even upper 40s. But what we're really going to see in terms of changes over this next week, it's really only going to be the temperatures. We have a small chance to see a rain shower on Wednesday, but that's just about it, just about a 20% chance. Otherwise, temperatures in the 40s today, cooling down greatly for tomorrow. High temperatures in the lower 30s, but then we warm right back up for Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's a bit of an interesting next few days. Most of them will be around average or a little bit warmer, but then Monday really significantly cools down. But you take a look at our Doppler track right now, and it did show quite a bit of action in the overnight hours last night. Thankfully, most of this did not reach the ground, so a lot of us ended up waking up and the pavement was still dry. and that's going to be the case here for the rest of today. So if you did see a little bit of lighter precipitation overnight, it may have just fallen in the form of a few lighter flurries or maybe even a few sprinkles, as temperatures did even stay above freezing for a lot of communities. Now, you take a look at our future track this afternoon. I still think it's going to be a pretty nice day, but the winds are going to significantly pick up. So you can expect those wind speeds to jump up to around 15, even 25 miles per hour. So since that's coming from the west and eventually the northwest, overnight tonight with minimal cloud cover expected, well, that just allows these temperatures pretty much to go into free fall in the overnight hours, dipping down into the teens. And with that cold start tomorrow and still a breeze out of the west and northwest, that will keep our temperatures down. Highs tomorrow only in the 30s. Then we flip everything right back, and by the time we do reach Tuesday, notice the change in wind directions coming from the south again. So that's actually going to help to warm our temperatures right back up. It's kind of interesting how much the winds really do drive the temperatures, but we're at that point in the year where that's going to be one of our main driving points here with our forecast. Whenever those winds are coming from the south in the wintertime, that's our good friend. It means more mild conditions. Out of the north and northwest, that's whenever it gets pretty chilly outside. But thankfully, we are looking to stay dry. Minimal rain chances, minimal snow chances as well over these next 10 days. As I mentioned earlier, the one thing that we're looking out for is a chance of a rain shower on Wednesday, and that's just about it. Only about a 20% chance as of right now. Now, that high temperature trend, that will also stay warmer than average for these next few days, except for Monday. Again, we see that cold front moving through today, changing that wind direction briefly. We do warm things back up for Tuesday and Wednesday. Afterwards, we are looking at a bit of a cool down. Thursday and Friday near the end of this week, it's going to stay quite chilly out there, only in those lower 30s. But then you look at our temperature outlook near the end of this forecast, and that's actually very close to average. What I'm watching out for is this warmer than average pool of air here just out to our west and northwest. Hopefully, we can bring that into our area, and we are noticing a little bit of a jump in temperatures towards the end here of our forecast. Hopefully, we can keep that going, however. Right now, Turkey Day looking quite fantastic, but pretty chilly out there. Keep that in mind. Thursday's high only about 33 degrees, so if you can handle the cold, you're going to have a good Thanksgiving this year.
All right, thanks, Austin. After being closed for 17 years due to structural issues, the Smithsonian's Arts and Industries Building finally reopened this weekend. America's first official national museum had been a mostly shuttered 258,000 square foot void while repairs were made. It's reopening with an appropriately named exhibition called Futures, which is meant to envision the world of tomorrow. Visitors who saw a preview say the interior is stunning, with the natural light supplied by 900 windows and a 108-foot high rotunda. The Futures exhibition runs through July 6th, and admission is free. Make News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. But first, NASA's launching a new telescope to search for life on other planets. Details next.
If you're an adult newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that's spread and tests positive for PD-L1 without an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene, your first option could be a chemo-free combo that works differently. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more nights to remember, more days to savor, a chance to live longer. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. A chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about a chemo-free combo, Opdivo plus Yervoy.
Does scrubbing feel like a workout? Scrub less with Dawn Platinum. Its superior formula breaks down and removes up to 99% of tough grease and food residue faster. So you scrub less. Tackle grease wherever it shows up. Scrub less, save more with Dawn.
For the power of a deep clean in minutes, try Mr. Clean Clean Freak. Unlike bleach sprays, Clean Freak begins deep cleaning on contact with 3 times the cleaning power to break down tough messes in seconds. So it's perfect for stovetops, tough bathroom soap scum, and even stainless steel. Mr. Clean Clean Freak.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50, but it's gonna take some planning.
What can you do for me?
Make sure your money lives as long as you do. The younger you are, the the more you need AARP. Join today.
Sometimes family is the one you make. Where there's love, there's family. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Every accident is different. Different driving conditions, different injuries, different life circumstances. The insurance companies often use these circumstances to avoid paying you what you deserve. At Gruber Law Offices, we know how insurance companies can take advantage after an accident. Trust our experience and history of successfully helping our clients. And remember, there is never a fee until we win. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers can get 2.49% financing and $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups.
In news that is truly out of this world, NASA is about to launch a new telescope in the search for life on other planets. Its massive size and capabilities make the Hubble Space Telescope look like a child's toy. CNN's Kristen Fisher takes a look at this historic mission.
The Hubble Space Telescope has been beaming back images, transforming our understanding of the universe for more than 30 years. Now, its successor, a telescope 100 times more powerful, is just weeks away from launch. The James Webb Space Telescope is designed to answer humanity's most existential questions. Are we alone in the universe? And where did that first light in the cosmos come from?
I think its greatest discoveries are going to be answers to questions that we have yet to ask or imagine.
Webb's deputy project manager, Paul Geithner, was hired by NASA 30 years ago to help fix Hubble.
It was the mechanical version of eye surgery. Endeavour's 11-day fix-it mission in space was to install corrective mirrors so the nearsighted and nearly $2 billion Hubble Space Telescope can do what it's supposed to do, see.
But once in space, Webb can't be repaired by astronauts. It will be too far away, orbiting the sun at a distance 4 times further away from Earth than the moon. The telescope is also so big, about the size of a tennis court, that it can't fit on top of a rocket fully intact.
We had to design it so it could be folded up and then unfold in space. So it's the origami observatory.
With more than 300 single points of failure, and each one could prove to be fatal to the mission's success.
We wouldn't have built a telescope this big unless we needed to, and you need to build a telescope this big if you want to look at the very dimmest, most earliest galaxies in the universe.
Webb will be launching on a European rocket from French Guiana, a nod to the telescope's international partners, Europe and Canada. But just getting to this launch pad has cost nearly $9 billion more than initially projected, and it's about a decade overdue.
Was there ever a moment where you thought, man, I just don't know if this is going to happen?
There were numerous existential crises, both technical and programmatic, through the life of the mission, but I guess we're all eternal optimists, and we persevered and made it happen.
Kristen Fisher, CNN, Washington.
All right, Austin, I know we've been talking about this, and I've been saying it during the breaks, but I really love space news. So there's usually going to be some space in the show at some point. So that's me, putting my little interest in here and there. You haven't talked about Animal Crossing yet, though. And that's another big thing we talk about in the breaks. You love your Animal Crossing.
Honestly, I've been spending some time recently, and with how cold it's going to get tomorrow, I'm probably going to do much of the same, because these temperatures are going to drop. And, I'm going to stay indoors, I think, tomorrow because of how cold it's going to be. But then we're going to see that quick warm-up. So let's run you through one more time over these next few days what we're really expecting. Now, the future track, it is going to show that next cold front moving through, especially here right around midday. Now, northern Wisconsin, they're actually going to pick up a little bit of light snowfall. But here in southern Wisconsin, we're just going to see a batch of clouds move through, and mostly sunny skies are going to take over for most of the rest of the day. Temperatures still rising up to those those middle to upper 40s. But then after that cold front slams through, notice those wind directions coming from the north and northwest. That'll really help to bring down those temperatures overnight. We're going to fall down into the upper teens in the overnight hours. And with that cold start tomorrow, only seeing the 30s for highs. So a great day to boot up that island and go get some turnips sold on Animal Crossing. And then we're going to really warm things right back up on Tuesday. The 40s will return on Tuesday. And then for Wednesday, we're actually looking at a potential to see those 50s jumping back into the forecast for a brief moment. Also expecting to stay dry. I would say this is also pretty important as we are not looking at many precipitation chances overall. The one chance we're looking at is just about a 20% possibility on Wednesday to see a passing rain shower, especially with those temperatures in those lower 50s. So that high temperature trend, this is where we're going to see the main changes over these next few days, especially with the temperatures. 47 for the high today, 33 on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, some very nice recovery afterwards. So overall, 10-day forecast, one final peak, mainly staying dry. That slight shower chance on Wednesday, cooling down for Thanksgiving, but it still should be a nice one.
Thanks for joining us this morning, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday.